On November 18th, 2018, we received the DLC, The Secrets of Dr. Wu. Within the DLC, we were given the access to 3 new hybrids and 2 new species of dinosaurs. We were given a chance to see what Dr. Wu could really do given the creative freedom to unleash his dangerous new creations into the world. Now, in 2025, 7 years later, we have not been able to focus much on that doctor. His last appearance being in Jurassic World Dominion, some of us have been itching to see what Dr. Wu has been up to in his days of retirement. Or has he retired? I believe that Dr. Wu has come out of retirement in order to start his newest masterpiece, stepping closer to our time and quite literally closer to our reality, bringing back Cenozoic animals. We would of course be able to have the ability to do this in the DLC, Jurassic World Evolution 3, The Legacy of Dr. Wu.
Incoming transmission from Dr. Wu.
Mr. Brooding Gamer, this is Dr. Henry Wu. My scientists and my team of geneticists have compiled another video that I believe will be more than satisfactory for your park guests. However, you must make sure to have them subscribe, as a healthy subscription base is crucial for your success as park manager.
Ending transmission. The video will begin shortly.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, park guests. It is I, your park manager, Brooding Gamer, here to talk with you about my idea for how Jurassic World Evolution 3 could effectively introduce Cenozoic species to the game, to us, without just kind of throwing them in there and random DLCs or even shadow dropping them on us. At this point, it's kind of like the Cenozoic topic is going to be driven to extinction. It's being talked about so much. However, it's possibly one of the last, if not the biggest topic that most people have been looking forward to. Some, not necessarily as much as others, but still, it's quite a large topic. As of right now, Jurassic World Evolution 3 has already provided us with a lot, if not most, of the most sought-after things with the game, such as the baby dinosaurs, the modular building, and of course the semi-aquatic animals. Now, I have come up with this idea. I literally have been sitting here cooking this in my noggin for several days now, ever since I dropped my expansion video talking about a Cenozoic expansion. But I wanted to see if there was a way we could drop this not just as an expansion with a bunch of animals, because a lot of people love story to go along with it. And what better way than to introduce these animals with a very impactful story, bringing back some of our favorite characters, voiced by some of our favorite actors. And I would say the 4, if not 3, if you want to count Jeff Goldblum, you could probably cut him out, because I could see this definitely being more of a focus on Dr. Wu, with maybe Ian Malcolm kind of popping in there once or twice just to get his words in. The way I would look at this is it's obviously several years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion and the Jurassic World Biosyn expansion for Jurassic World Evolution 2. What we would have, and I can see it now, is an introduction starting off with Cabot Finch talking about you start into a new island and or a preset park, and Cabot Finch pops in and tells you that, kind of more like Claire Dearing in Jurassic World, talking about how park attendance is kind of dropping. Dinosaurs are just not really seeming to cut it anymore when it comes to guest satisfaction, and something else needs to be done. You know, we need to start doing something new the world hasn't seen yet. And how do you do that when you've already have a theme park full of prehistoric dinosaurs? Well, that would be his idea of bringing in maybe more hybrids or something like that. And then you would have Bryce Dallas Howard reprising the role as Claire Dearing, which I hope to see her come back. Having her chime in and say, no, we've done hybrids before and we saw what damage that can do. I have a better idea. And that is when she introduces bringing an old friend, because we want to stay extremely positive in this DLC. Bringing an old friend back, not just someone, because I do feel at the end of Jurassic World Dominion, we got to see a new Henry Wu, a new, reborn reformed Dr. Henry Wu. Someone who pretty much did his best to focus on science rather than the positive outlooks. He just wanted to see results, not what life could cause, what life could bring. Something meaningful like that. But instead, we're introduced to Dr. Wu, who, when he's questioned what his motives are, this is the quote we get from him. "I believe I have done everything I can for the dinosaurs. I brought them into this world once again. However, I never felt satisfied. I created hybridized animals the world had never seen, and still, I felt unsatisfied. It's time I try something new." We get a new and reformed Dr. Wu here. He has a little bit more positivity in his voice, a little bit more pep in his step, and maybe a new design, a new picture instead of the smug look that we usually get. However, that's the image that I'm going to be using here. But a maybe more down-to-earth type of Dr. Wu. So this is where, they go, okay, so your idea, what else could you do apart from bringing back dinosaurs? And then he says, well, a little bit something closer to home, maybe. Maybe start looking into more recently extinct animals, given the circumstances of timeline. We have dinosaurs that are 65, 66 million years ago, and now we're looking at animals that could easily been extinct just in the near 10,000 years or so. So this is the part, I say 10,000 years, I mean a decent amount of time. But when you think about it, the Cenozoic species have been extinct a lot less time than the dinosaurs have been. So we are closer to them than we ever were to the dinosaurs. And this is where Dr. Wu will start giving us tasks to, maybe this would be a good idea, because they mentioned hybrids, maybe we could get reintroduced to those 3 main hybrids, or actually I think we now have 4, including the Spinoceratopsian whatever. I can never get that thing's name correct. But maybe that would be the best way for them to introduce those hybrids back to the game. You would, of course, have to pay for them again, which I do think is dirty.
God,
However,
please,
you would be
no.
getting a smorgasbord more in this DLC or expansion than just those 4 hybrids. You would now be getting access to the one, the only Cenozoic timeline, bringing us the mammoth, the Smilodon, the Doedicurus, the terror bird, the Elasmotherium, the giant sloth, a smorgasbord, as I say, of content. And that, I think, would honestly make it so much more acceptable for them to resell us the hybrids, because Dr. Wu has that ability, and maybe they won't be storyline driven, but they're there if we want to use them at this point. So we are given access to them again. I would say those 4, and if we wanted to go ahead and add on the Scorpius Rex, if it's not already in the base game, then we could do that. So that is why I call this DLC, Jurassic World Evolution 3, The Legacy of Dr. Wu, because now he is here to help us, not to just push, I guess, science. He wants to push science in the positive direction instead of pushing it for financial gain. Of course we are doing this for financial gain so we can bring in more visitors, but he truly wants to give to the public in a way he didn't before, if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think below. Do you think this would be a decent expansion of pretty much a sequel to The Secrets of Dr. Wu that we weren't given? It's been, like I said, 7 years since we received that DLC, and we never did get a sequel to that or anything else of Dr. Wu. And that was really the only DLC that ever heavily focused on specifically Dr. Wu. Any other time he was just a side character. Now, I would love to have like a small little moment where Ian Malcolm pops on and he goes, "What are you up to now?" or something like that, and then you could have Dr. Wu say, "This time I'm here for the right reasons. I'm here to help. I'm here to do all these things." Like I say, we would get a new version of Dr. Wu where he is actually as upbeat as Claire, as upbeat as Cabot Finch, minus the money hungry part, but still that same Dr. Wu that we know, where he's a little bit smug, but he still has that I'm here to do good for the first time. I want to do the right thing. So let me know what you guys think below on this idea. Do you guys like the idea of a Dr. Wu themed expansion to introduce the Cenozoic species back to the game? Let me know what you guys think below. We have a lot to look forward to in the lifespan of this game, and we still have roughly 4 months before it comes out. Almost 3, hard to believe, but it'll be here before we know it. And there is so much to uncover. There's so much to dig into and chow down on all this information that we're going to be getting here soon. And we're going to be doing everything we can to cover every little bit of it here on this channel. And I can't wait to do that with you guys by my side. It's going to be fun. We are now so much bigger than we were at the beginning of the year. We are now sitting at what I last checked was 4,300 subscribers. Almost at 4,400 subscribers. It is absolutely ridiculous. We are growing so significantly, and it's all because of you guys. You guys have done all of this, and you've helped me get to where I am today, and I can't thank you all enough. So I hope I can produce enough content that really pleases you guys and makes you all happy and keeps bringing you guys back for every single video. I don't do this for the money. I do it for you guys. I do it so that I can let my creative juices flow and give you guys the type of content that I would like to watch every single time I turn YouTube on. So thank you guys for watching. I love every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. This is Brooding Gamer signing out.